今日はいかがなさいますか？またいつでもどうぞ。
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございました。
六角義方、三好三人衆を破った織田信長は足利義昭を奉じてついに上洛を果たした。信長は直ちに朝廷に働きかけて義昭を将軍の座につけると、京の本国寺に将軍家の仮御所を設置。将軍家の警護役として光秀と秀吉らを残し、
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, you took my guy away. Where did he go? He's just gone. That's such a buzzkill. He's just gone. What, did he die or something? I thought I had a character I could rely on. It's just gone. Nope. Sorry. He went on vacation. This freaking game. He's just gone. See you, loser. Alright, well, I've got another character I can rely on. I think she'll stick around for a while. I'm hoping. You never know with this game. We put all that time into his weapon and then he just leaves. I'll consider it. I was grinding for like 2 hours last night to make that weapon, hoping he'd stick around, but nope. He's just gonna peace out too.
今こそ三好が再び天下をつかむ時ぞ。者どもかかれ。
敵が次々と寺に。天水で必ずや私を守れ。良いな。
我らは貨幣、いずれ押し切られるのは必至。金国のお味方を頼ってはいかがですか。
ああ、忠告感謝する。久秀、急ぎ諸将へ伝令を送ろう。
なんとかなったいうのか。光秀の言う通り、オイラたちが頑張りゃ、ひょっとして。よっしゃ、一丁やったるぞ。鉄砲隊、義明様をお守りしろ。
奴ら怪しげな動きをしておる。大が忍びよ、急ぎ阻止せよ。忍びだと。では先に進めぬ。急げ。上様は 我が命に代えてもお守りいたします。心強き同胞を失うわけにはいきません。急ぎお救いいたしましょうぞ。
かたじけない。身どもは後方より上様をお守りいたそう。しかしこのような窮地を招くと
Come on, stop
信長殿
talking,
は
you
上様
freaking
を応援する気
bozos.
があるのか。
Let's speed it up.
かの三人衆
あー
理想の世に不要な
Why do they have to talk so much?
その最後を見
Come on.
届けるのが私の責務
I need a button that just summons all the officers. I could just kill them right away.
それまで
Ugh. Why is there so much story? I'm tired of this story mode. It just goes on and on. Why do I have to do this to unlock the hardest difficulty? Ugh. Come on, just do it.
任せろ。空よ。
What does it want? What? Fuck these stupid NPCs. I don't care about them. I don't want to protect them. Kill them in like 2 seconds.
空よ。出され。 空よ。
There, you stupid moron.
言ったか。
Yeah, great.
女子の
Protected
到来まで
useless
耐え
NPC.
俺に任せろ。戦局に巧妙が
I
さす。
don't need
信
them.
長殿の力を
Learn how to
で
cut
き
the
ない
doors open.
我らの力で
Just
義
faster.
明様を守り抜かねば。
We're gonna talk for an hour.
義明を討ち取れ。
I wish these games just had no story at this point. Just give me a mode where I can fight and nobody says a word and there's no locked doors.
よし、六角。
It's just agonizing to get through this. It doesn't end.
上洛に際し切り伏せた者らがまさか徒党を組むとは。しかし数で勝れど所詮は烏合の衆。義明様は必ず
I don't know.
守る
I'm sick of this story. I can't take it anymore. I want to actually play the game. It's just annoying that I've used the systems in the game well enough to just trivialize this on hard mode, but it just takes so damn long because of all the padding. They
なんと
talk
か
so
なったな。
much.
よし。
Talking
こ
and
この
staring
守り
at
は任せたぞ。
doors.
義明様に一っ子一人近づけ
I
ん
need
な
to
よ。
bring back the grappling hook. I'll make this so much better. Give me the grappling hook.
義明は寺の中だ。
You keep taking away the characters I'm
壁
using,
を打ち壊しなだれ込め。
and they just talk endlessly.
開門。
It's not even a challenge, it's just a challenge for your patience. Sitting through all the cutscenes, talking and
さ
waiting.
ながらさみだれのようだ。まだ屈するわけにはいかない。
我らも斎藤殿に続くぞ。一気火星に攻め立てるのだ。おいおい、また増援か。ちょいと分が悪いんじゃ。このままで終わると思うな。
俺に任せろ。
I don't know what happened to Musou campaigns, but they've just gotten worse over time. They've gotten so much worse. You spend so little time, like, actually playing. That's what bothers me. Why do they need to talk so much? You can't even, like, read it while you're playing. That's the other thing. You can't read it while you're playing. And they don't dub these anymore, so...
そんなもんよ。
相手ではなかったか。
久秀の頼りをもとに来てみれば、やはり三好の
Just a
残
test
党ども
of
が攻め
patience.
寄せてい
That's
た。
all it is. How much bad pacing can you handle?
敗北条件変更。
Like one-shotting them.
船川だと。
I gotta talk for another 10 minutes.
ミノにいるはずのあなたがな
Add
ぜ
this
こ
out
こ
as
に。
much as possible.
なんとかしのげたか。信長様も来てくださったことだし、さっさと終わらせたいとこだがな。
ご無事ですか、義明様。金国の将をかき集めて馳せ参じましたぞ。開門。形勢逆転というわけか。ああ、よい。
Yeah, you're just getting one
砦
shot if
に
you
こ
would
もれ
shut
ば
up and
差し物信長も手は出せまいで。
and just get over here faster.
親父来てくれたのか。
Prolong, you could
俺の活躍しっか
just
り見せない
postponing the
と。
inevitable, as Wesker would say.
敗したや彼は不要
These guys get bodied instantly. But their only defense is how much they talk.
派兵をしたください
Look at this.
奴ら
They're
は
getting one shot.
砦から引きずり出すのです
The defense is just the talking. Maybe if we just keep talking,
信長殿の加勢を得た
the
今
player
の
will get bored and turn the game off.
全軍攻勢に転じろ。
That's how we're going to win this war. Let's just drive him insane with all the talking.
聞かせていただこう。
あなたの存在心強いな。
Not even getting a chance to move.
勝利は
But
俺たちの
because of all the
手中にあり。
talking, it's like really testing my patience.
俺たちは一体どうした。
そんなもんよ。
力を及ばすか。
Talk no jutsu. This game, man. Warriors Orochi 4 all over again. Alright, open up the door. I need to talk some more. Yeah. Just talk for an hour. I'll just uninstall the game and you'll be saved.
こうなったら破れかぶれだ。
Master strategy.
信長殿と差し違えてやるわ。開門。
You freaking get 3 punched and you're dead. But you gotta
怪
talk
物
more.
のみ。
勝利条件変更。
At least I'm having fun just bragging on it.
上の敵を撃つまで。
It's definitely a lot. This game's a lot of fun when you're not playing the story.
耐えきれん。聞かせてもらう。
敵将ぶっ飛ばした。
叶う相手ではなかったか。
力を及ばすか。おう、やるではないか。ここは引くほかあるまい。
俺に任せろ。
そんなもんよ。
これはなんだか。
Look at how much of that was gameplay. Like 3 minutes of it was gameplay.
将軍が無事な
The
らそ
rest
れ
is
でいい。
waiting for them to talk.
これで都も少しは静かにな
It's
る。
like when people argue on Twitter for like all night. It's like, don't you have anything better to do? Like, just move on. It's like 3 minutes of gameplay, and the rest is just waiting. The guys talk so much, and then I just like slash them once and they're dead. This fucking story mode is just unbearable. So elaborate plan to overthrow them, and they have like 2 HP because I spent time grinding.
この戦果を耐えたな。
この無垢もいつかは続けてしまうのかしら。
そうはさせない。
光秀
だろ。お前に先を越されるとはな。確かに犠牲なくして太平の世は築け
Yeah,
んの
these
や
people
もしれない。
died from talking too much.
だが地中の希望を守り抜くには乱れし現世を打ち砕かねばならん。その先に太平がないば無垢は無垢のままでいられる。
Yeah, we don't need to fight. Just let them talk until they can't breathe anymore.
あなたが守り抜きたい希望って？
I forgot No was in this game. She dies so quickly.
もちろん貴重。
I feel bad for the people excited to play as her. She dies really fast.
笑うからしくないと。
I guess they're trying to make it like a twist or something.
とんだお笑い草だ。
I'm looking up something while this plays.
それでこそ俺の親父だ。惚れ直したぜ。な機長さん。もう。
I'm reading about the Ninja Gaiden patch. That's why I'm letting this cutscene play out. This is what I'm looking at.
長めなんたる嘘。
They fixed like all the inconsistencies with Sigma 2 today, apparently.
今日はいかがなさいますか。またいつでもどうぞ。
Sometimes you gotta laugh after you've been dealing with terrible pacing in Musou for
信長
20
が
years.
上洛を果たして
Sometimes
な
you
お
just gotta laugh it
越
off.
後の上杉甲斐の武田そして西国の
Sometimes you just gotta laugh it off. Yeah, I'm doing this. The game is fun to play. It's just... I don't know if tying everything to beating the story twice was the wisest idea. Especially with how restrictive the story mode is in
や
this.
はりお考え。
Alright, who do I get to play as this time? Well, you're gonna see a lot of her, because she sticks around until the end of the game. Everybody else is like, it's up in the air if they actually stick around.
使命を果たす。
一丁かまそうぜ、光
This
秀さん。
probably isn't too interesting to watch. I would play as more characters, but if I do more grinding to play as them, it's just gonna make this take longer. Mitsuki is a reliable character. I actually don't like the martial arts moveset that much in this game. But she's consistently available. The second half of this is the second half of the game here. This is chapter 4 in her 6th chapter, so this is officially the start of the second half. She's around pretty much the entire time, so you can rely on her. Actually, playing as her is not that great. The moveset leaves a lot to be desired, but I don't have to do any grinding if I play as her, pretty much.
悲嘆に暮れるいとまはない。信長殿と姫様が無事に撤退できるようなすべきことをなされば。信長殿と姫様撤退まで必ずや守り抜かねばな。刃を受けろ。信長様、いや信長、俺はもうあんたと同じ道はある。
No, the community manager for Team Ninja is really good, and he actually reads the forums and stuff. People actually compiled videos of all that stuff that was wrong. So
長政とあの時俺が思いとどまらせていれば。
and the PC port itself leaves a lot to be desired too. So
急ぎご退却を。
it's cool that they fixed it. I might play a little. I'm not gonna play that tonight, but maybe tomorrow after I get done with this damn story.
えらいことになったが、ここで生き残りゃ出世の道が開けるってもんだ。
あの者は朝倉配下の忍びか。策の一部かもしれない。警戒を強めよう。ここは引くほかあるまい。
美月のがむしゃらさ、私は好きよ。どんなもんよ。
ここは引くほかあるまい。これより先には進ませんぞ。
あの人に逃がすのが私の務め。どきなさい。
This is definitely the benefit to them adding characters that weren't actually alive, not like actually real people. Because this chick is playable like the entirety of pretty much the entirety of the second half. A lot of the other characters just randomly disappeared. I didn't really invest in this character expecting her to stick around, but because she was not an actual person, they pretty much have her available like all the time. So I'm glad the first playthrough, I just pretty much leveled her up quite a bit. It doesn't matter who else leaves, she's gonna be consistently here.
兄様のやり方じゃ誰も幸せになれない。村正様と私でそれを証明するの。
戦嫌いのお市殿が自ら戦を望むとは、それほどまでに意志は固いということか。
市はこの先も長政様と一緒に戦います。さようなら兄様。
みんな死ぬなよ。不運を祈る。
みんなどうか無事で。親父は引いたがまだ気は抜けねえ。よし、残る奴らを乗せてくれ。
Koei's they've been getting better at fixing their PC ports. Generally not a good idea to buy one at launch, but you can generally have faith that they will do like at least a couple patches. Because they're smart enough to realize that when you put something on PC, you can sell it literally forever. Whereas with like consoles, generally you have like 5 or 6 years and then you have to remaster it again. PS4 is an exception, but everything before that's pretty much been you have to put it out again. So PC ports generally tend to get fixed more than people like to admit, because it's an evergreen platform and they can literally sell it for decades. So if they actually fix it, it's making them more money in the long run. If they let it be a crap port.
皆
And
姿を現すのです。
no, they're not going to be able to sell it for as long.
不平かよ。親父のところへは行かせねえぞ。
Very few like unplayable PC ports on Steam.
兵を信長殿の
Most
も
of
とへ
those
行
have
か
been
せてはな
fixed
らな
by
い
the community.
ここで食い止める
Community updates them
ど
to
れ
run
だ
on
け調
better
べを済ませよ
hardware,
うが
or
関係ね
they do like
え。全員
polish patches for it or
倒
whatever.
すだけだ。
誰もこの先へは行かせねえ。ここは俺が守り抜く。
義神様俺は
遠慮は不要。もはや引き返せぬ定めなのです。突出とは嘆かわしい。
俺に任せ義神様こうなることは分かっていたはず何故上洛を拒まれたのです。
あれは上様の命ではなく信長殿の命。幕府権威を私する者にはへつらえません。こたびはこれにて引きましょう。光秀、決着はいずれまた。
任せろ。
決着かやらねばこちらがやられると分かってはいるが
よし、行ってこいお前たち。織田の戦力を削りきれ開門。
Yeah, yeah.
長政だ俺はあな
This
た
was a pretty easy game to review. I just had to spend like 12 hours playing it.
長政殿を倒す
It's got very clear issues with it. It's not really the kind of game you need to play for like 80 hours to do a detailed review on it. Pretty much just beating the game once, which, depending on how you play, should take less than 10 hours. That's all you really need to do.
力を及ばすか。
画材にもまだ迷ってる人がいるみたい。
Past few Musou games have been like this, though. They've all been pretty fun to play. It's just the pacing. The pacing really bogs it down. Even if you do care about the story, the reality is you're going to be waiting for them to talk before you can keep playing.
出るぞ。
Like how much you get interrupted and stopped. It's kind of at odds with like how fast you can kill things. That's why I spent like I don't think I really streamed that much last night. I don't remember. But I spent some time grinding offline, which wouldn't have been interesting to watch, just to make this go faster. It definitely is going faster. Trying to get her proficiency up to S so that I can put like Slay on this, make it go a lot faster too.
戦果を上げたか。引き続き励めよ。この砦は落とされたようだ。なら中の奴らを倒して突き進むだけだ。このままでは持たない。開門。
待っていろ長政殿すぐ追いついてみせる
力を及ばすか。おお、やるではないか。お前の心意気見せてみろ。
そんなもんよ。
とえきれ聞かせてもらう。次こそ絶対に息の根を止める。
Yeah, Nagamasa, you suck in this game
覚悟を決めろよ。
because your design is worse and your clone. He's had a unique moveset for like 15 years. Now he's just a clone. And there's like 3 other characters that use his weapon, so no real reason to play as him at all.
あ、そうだ。
He definitely looked a lot cooler
先に
before.
向かえ、美月。俺も後ほど合流する。
Macaw raid? What? Macaw, did you seriously raid me? What the hell, man? Did you actually raid me? What's up, dude? Welcome.
俺。
Holy shit. And nobody else on?
今日はいかがなさいますか
Must be slim pickings on Twitch for Macaw to raid me, of all people. As much shit as he talks about Musou. I'm just kidding. Thanks, Macaw. I had fun watching you tonight at work. I was laughing my ass off. Those were some beautiful games you played tonight. I was just hoping for the Universe Hero run back. No, English version's next month. My community donated to me to play this, so I'm getting all the videos out. Yeah, those were some good-ass games tonight, Macaw. I was very happy. So over at my neighbor's house doing my second job, and the cats seem to like the Universe Hero soundtrack. They have very good taste. Why does it say I only have 2 viewers? Did he actually host me? It says he did. I don't know, I don't really care. 300? Oh, thanks, dude. This guy hates Musou, but raids a guy that's been playing Musou for 20 years. What a fraud. We all know Macaw's a fraud, though. He rage quit Universe Hero. That's unacceptable. I think we all could have used another loop of that soundtrack. I was enjoying that shit. I love me some poverty fighting games. Yeah, he played that shit like game with Blanca in it. Taiwanese Blanca, but rage quits on Universe Hero. What a fraud. Keep in mind, I need to mention this. When Macaw played Yes Feng Shen Bong, and I sent him that shit post with the donation, and he said that game was better than the Dynasty Warriors games back then because it had a giant turtle. That was his whole rationale. There's a giant turtle in Yes Feng Shenbong, so it's automatically better. That's why we love Macaw. I think there's still a clip of that up. I made a clip for that. That was his entire rationale. There's a giant turtle. I mean, he's not wrong. There's some truth to that, yeah. I'd argue. You need variety. You haven't played any of the Musou games where there's like big monsters and shit. You haven't played one in a while. It's just the mainline ones don't have that kind of variety. Age of Calamity is like nothing but fighting big dudes and shit. There's barely any... There's no like generic officers. I never really played Mystic Heroes. I remember playing it like once. That's one of the few I haven't played. Mitsuhide, what are you doing, dude? Get over here. No, that was... Light side, the person who made that meme is the one that just raided me on Twitch. Yeah, see, Macaw, I talk shit about your choices in games, but you know Basara is the best, so... I look past some of your opinions. Deep down, your opinions are correct. Basara is the best, yes, but it's dead now. Basara's been dead for like 5 years now. What do you mean, Kamen Rider? There was one last year that came out, yes. That was a pretty decent game. I liked it for what it was. Wasn't like the best game ever. Now the Batride War series is dead. That shit's been dead. Last Batride War was 2016. character is less annoying than Naotora, but the only reason I really like this character is because she's consistently available. Everybody else I optimized, they just fucking leave. Although at least by this point, historically, a lot of them would be dead. But this is not an actual person. This is just some chick they made up. No actual relevance in the story or the actual historical stuff that was going on. Which is good for this game because they take away the characters you want to play like all the time, even though they're still alive and they're still in your party. They're just not playable for some reason. So for the gameplay context, it's nice that they have a character like this. The first playthrough of this game is pretty rough because it's like they want you to play as other characters, but then they just nope out of there. They're just gone. Really long periods of time. First playthrough, I pretty much only used her with Nobunaga. Actually, somewhat reliable. Okay, what the hell does it want? None of the doors are opening. Oh, this story mode is so painful to get through. Am I like waiting for a officer or something? Like, legit, nothing's happening. Thank you guys for the follows. I run a pretty minimalist stream, so I don't have like donation or sub or any of that stuff. Alerts. I see it all. I'll just thank you all. I can't stand follow alerts myself. They make me very anxious. I like when I could just follow a stream and not get a standing ovation for it personally. But thank you guys, regardless. Also, McCall, I'm gonna call you out. You played like 8 hours of Three Kingdoms games. No Musou. Come on, man. No Musou in 8 hours. Somehow he had enough Three Kingdoms jank. He had enough Three Kingdoms jank to cover 8 hours. No Musou. Here you go with the shit talk.
手柄じゃねえ
Like
か
always. Yeah, yes, Feng Shen Bong is better. Macaw's the best.
邪魔者どもは消えたか俺に任せる気や
どんなもんよ。
意地は見せたわ。もうよかろう。
誰も俺を阻めばせん根本中道の火攻めを急げそう仕上げだ火を放て比叡山が誇る根本中道が開門
しつけはもう十分だ
Come on, shut up!
あとは好きに暴れてやれ
敗北条件変更もはや焼き討ちは止められんか
You gonna open up now?
ならばせめ
Let's
て
open up.
織田
Come
本
on.
陣を落とすぞ突撃だ
Oh, they're defecting.
救援を急がねば本陣が危うい。
やられっぱなしじゃ最下衆の名が捨てるぜせめて一矢報いてやるぞ開門承知した承知した最下衆めまだ残ってやがったのか何敵衆だと紀州最下衆の名にかけてその首もらうぞ乱世に正しきを示すため謙信推参信長の非道を許してはならぬ続け俺に任せ
やはり謙信殿も来たか。信長殿を守らねば。
勝利条件変更
本陣の危機はひとまず去ったか。
かたじけない本陣を守り抜くため私も力を尽くさねば抜けてみるよっしゃ最下衆は片付いたな中道までも焼き払われたか織田は悪の権化を成敗してくれるわ
謙信殿が相手であろうと立ち止まるわけにはいかない。
もうよい俺たちの勝利だ
Still not S proficiency. In fact, let's go fix that right now. So that's gonna make this go a lot faster. And go get her like another bar proficiency. So I think I have some Slay available. Sure, I can use that. It's gonna take too long to use like Hideyoshi or someone else.
Today, 今日はいかがなさいますか。またいつでもどうぞ。
ああいらっしゃい
Let's see, do I have Shura? Oh yeah, I do. Nice. I've got 2 of them as well, so I can deck out someone else. You know, if I have bravery. I have bravery. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna go into Citadel mode and finish up her weapon. Let's just do a quickie up here. She should only need a couple kills. It's Slay. It's called Shura in this game. They changed a lot of the characters for like the usual Musou stuff, like Bolt, Wind, Flash, and stuff. A lot of it has been changed, so I keep having to refer to the guide I have on my second monitor. Let's just knock this out really quick. Having 2 characters with Slay is going to make the end of the game go a lot faster. Macaw, you should have had your raid message be Macaw hates Musou. Because I would have been like thrown off. I'm like, why are there like 400 people in here? And why are they all saying they hate Musou? I would have been like, what the fuck is going on? I'm not used to getting any kind of viewership on here. I mostly stream on YouTube. Because I'm already established over there. Where's that proficiency? Shobu. There we go. Alright, now I'm just gonna clean house with Shikanosuke here. That's all I was after. So he can just tear everything to shreds really quickly. He's got Slay and like wind and fire and shit. Pretty optimized weapon.
なんだ、思ったより歯応えないな。私自ら出てやろう。
身どもが参りまする。
首を並べて待っとけよ。オイラじゃ相手に不足か。終わらせる。それから逃げられると思ったか。命あっての物種だっての。
あまり手間取らせてくれるな。
それから逃げられると思ったか。
ここでついえるか。
手合わせご所望ですか。
分かった。
There are rare weapons, really? Where did you find that information? I haven't seen anything.
余裕余裕。全力。このままじゃまずい。まあこんなもんだろ。
これまで。
That's interesting. I hope they're not useless.
この勝負、俺がもらった。
So we all know how useless they were in Orochi 4. We sit through all those damn cutscenes and get a weapon that's completely pointless. I hope they have at least some use. They're not complete junk. Those fourth weapons in Orochi 4 were tragic how bad they were. They serve like no purpose. Especially how agonizing it was to get them because of how that game is so poorly designed. There's a good weapon. I want to make a Naginata. Let me see if I can find that blank one I just found. Don't know which one is the Naginata. Oh, this one. Pretty sure it's this one.
またのお越しを。
姉川の戦いで濃姫狙撃の実行犯が雑賀衆の頭領雑賀孫一であることを美月が確認していた。光秀は孫一を雇った首謀
使命を果たす。
一丁かまそうぜ光秀さん。
I got 2 characters with optimized weapons, so should go faster from here on out. They're both going to be pretty good at officers. Officers get pretty tanky, especially when they're unique officers, not generics. I think the unique NPCs count as playable characters, so they tend to be pretty tanky. As generics have like no health in this game. It's all exclusively playable characters are the ones that have like anything resembling a health bar. Generics you can generally kill pretty quickly.
南北より兵を進め一気に城を落とせ。このままでは三淵が呼んだ助っ人はまだ来ぬのか。
よもや義明に裏切られようとは。信長殿に引き合わせるべきではなかったか。敵将切り伏せた。
力及ばずか。おうやるではないか。一人で何ができるというのだ。開門。よっしゃ。ここから牧島城を目指すぞ。
敵将ぶっ飛ばした。
聞かせていただこう。
よっお手柄じゃねえか。
耐えきれん。聞かせてもらう。俺に任せろ。
我が子となり。
敵将切り伏せた。
開門。開門。これより兵を分ける。半数は牧島城を包囲、残りは城内へ討ち入り三淵を討て。
我々も遅れは取れない。急ぎ牧島城へ向かわなくては。
ダメだ、私は死ぬのだ。まだ火星は到着せぬのか。
残りの兵を出し城門を固めておけ。
本兵を切り城門をこじ開けよ。討ち死に。討ち死に。手綱で終わる。
俺はまだ強くなれる。俺はまだ強くなれる。行くせる。目のすべてで開門。
この三つ淵が必ずや成敗してくれるわ。
将軍家を守らんとする三淵殿の執念、俺も相応の覚悟で応えなくては。
胸だ。この三つ淵が逆賊どもの縄目にかかろうとは。
もはや義明に逃れる術はない。絶望とともに己の愚行を食いるがいい。
ええもの入ってくるでない。どう見ても勝敗は決してるってのに、いつダダをこねるんだか。
仕込みに手こずっちまったが、
俺に
部下勢の包囲はなったぜ。蜂の巣にしてやれ。また最下手。目障りな連中。棟梁の
Oh, this is great right here.
孫一め。
Dynasty Warriors 3 archers are back. All the fellow Musou boomers that keep wanting them to come back. They're back. You got your wish. Enjoy being stuck in hit stun. Not being able to move. All the boomers got their wish. Back with a vengeance. I didn't miss them.
孫一、ここは孫六の持ち場だ。文句あるか？
孫一はここにはいないぜ。せっかく来たんだ。相手をしてけ。うちの棟梁は探してんのかい。ここにはいねえが、少し遊んでいけ。
捕まりゃしねえぜ。あばよ。
これくらいにしといてやるか。俺も忙しいんでね。
王族の鉄砲隊も布陣させ、包囲を厚くしろ。
最下手の鉄砲を止めなくては。指揮する者を切り伏せるのが早そうだ。
俺を探してたのか？仕方ねえな。相手をしてやれ。
Scripted. Of course it's scripted.
義明を
Deleted
勝た
his
せなきゃ
health
こっ
bar
ち
in
は
like
大損だ。
seconds, but they need to talk more.
手加減はしないぜ。まだまともにぶつかる気はねえよ。本気を出すのは義明が打って出てからだ。
俺に任せろ。
だけやりゃ十分か。後でまた会おうぜ。
もう最下手のやつら逃げたり出てきたり落ち着かねえな。
あれが最下手の戦い方という。ならばこちらも攻め方を変えねばならん。
俺に任せろ。
もう惑わされはせん。砦の詰所を落とし、最下手の出入りを封じてしまえ。その調子で詰所を落とせ。義明の兵はまだ出てこねえのか。今なら攻撃できるってのに遅えな。 入りを封じられちまったか。もうまともにやり合うしかねえ。
These guys are so annoying.
これでようやく追いつめられる。
Bastards.
速やかに孫一を討ち取れ。
様子では最下衆も頼りにならん。打って出てはならんぞ。守りを固めるのだ。
義明は出てくる気配もない。なら火で炙り出すしかあるまい。
そろそろ桃地の兄貴も到着するはずです。兄貴に燃やしてもらいましょう。
出るなら今だな。行くぜ。手綱で終わる。敗北条件変更。おい、敵の忍びが城に向かってるぜ。何か仕掛けられる前に始末しちまおう。雇い主への筋は通した。ここまでにしとくよ。
Alright, open up.
最下衆。
Generic.
連中が近づく前に始末してくれ。
俺に任
急げ。始末できてる。仕方ねえ、やるか。よし、邪魔な敵は片付いたみてえ。俺は先を急がせてもらうぜ。
任せろ。
俺に任せろ。
任せろ。
Well, he's got a freaking NPC's gotta get over there. Messenger or whatever.
よーし、火付けの準備にかかるぞ。承知した。いい頃合いだ。城に火を放て。
火が。もう城にはとどまれぬ。私は逃げるぞ。
Come on, Hideaki, let's speed it up, dude. All that build up. He just gets fucking punched 3 times, he's dead.
義明を討ち取れ。
This story mode is, it's a test of patience, that's for sure. I don't know how else to describe it than
無礼
that.
者。近寄るな。
It's a test of
こんなところで
patience.
死にとうはない。
どこまでの浅ましい男。奴を捕らえろ。逃がしてはな
Oh,
らん。
shut up. Ooh, got some yellow elements too, that's always good. Still have a couple more weapons to make. Oh boy, I'm thrilled to play as them. More clones, just what I always wanted. More clone movesets. There haven't been enough of
なあ、
those
いらっし
lately.
ゃい。またのお越しを。
いらっしゃいませ。
They're out of their damn minds if I'm gonna play as them. More clones, I'm genuinely thrilled. I'm genuinely thrilled to have more. more people using the katana and the spear. There
大
aren't
相
enough
形
of
成
them
の
already.
中心を成していた
Let's
足
just add
利
five
義
more.
明が京を追放され幕府は事実上崩壊した。
You know, maybe I can try him. Hold on. Let's try to get some variety in here. I think I can get him up to A proficiency,
今日
so...
はいかがなさいますか。
Let's see, where is he? The moveset sucks, but I'm just getting tired of playing the same two characters. Let's see. Oh, he already has A. Alright. You can use this. I need to deck it out, though.
Ah, ああ、いらっしゃい。
Oh, that's an 8 slot generic weapon. That's actually really good.
Ah, またのお越しを。今日はいかがなさいますか。
What's up, play more? Alright, we're gonna have some variety here.
いつでもどうぞ。
Play as someone else for a change. Have like just enough
反
funds to
信
do
長
that.
勢力を
The
仰ぎ
Naginata
大
moveset
相撲形
leaves
成の
a
中
lot to
心
be
を成してい
desired.
た足利義明が京を追放され幕府は事実上崩壊。
Mostly because they tech out of combos so often in this game, and the moveset is all completely designed around being able to hit them in the air. I don't understand why it's designed the way it is. It makes no sense to me.
使命を果たす。
一丁手柄を立ててくるか。
I haven't played as him in the full version, though. I only played as him in the demo. It's relatively decked out. I ran out of money.
この利根坂にて俺は吉影
I
様
like his design in this. He's not like
決別する。
もはや正気は一
not as weird looking as the old one.
急ぎ一条谷まで撤退し再起を図るのです。
信長殿は正面より朝倉を追っている。ならば俺は側面より進み攻撃を狙おう。
もう織田勢が現れたか。これでは戦ったところで無駄死にか。
身体に迷っている敵がいるようだ。一押しすれば寝返るかもしれないな。
我々が吉影様の撤退を援護する。そんな悪あがきなど蹴散らすまだよ。後輩より敵が現れぬとも限らぬ。本陣は油断なく守りを固めておけ。討ち死に討ち死に
俺に任せる。
討ち死に
俺の力の礎となれ。
悔しいがここまでか。
自らご活躍とは恐れ入りますな。
これで我らの強さを示せたはず。時を置かず寝返ることになろう。
朝倉の命運は尽きたも同じ。我らは織田に味方する。
Yeah, there's so many clones in this game. It's
吉影様への道案内。
it's an odd feeling, that's for sure. But for me, it means I'll be done with this game a lot faster. I've made like how many weapons today? I've made like 3 optimized weapons today. And there's only 15 movesets in the game, so consider some of the characters I won't use, like the bow. I'm already like relatively done. I've actually made a ton of progress today because this game has so little to it. I'll definitely be done with the moveset videos and stuff for this by like, I don't know, probably like Thursday. If I keep playing as much as I have been. Nothing else really going on for me right now, gaming wise. Yeah, I made a fist, I made a naginata today, I made the dual katanas last night. The katana, of course, I have maxed out. I got the ninjato as well, that's maxed out too. So that's like a third of the movesets already done.
関より織田勢が寝返った者の仕業ですか。
Excellent progress today. I should be finished with the story probably on tomorrow's stream. We won't be going to my neighbor's house until my normal time of like 7. Depending on how I feel like it, I might just try to get through this damn story. This is chapter 4, I'm like halfway through 4, so a little more than halfway. The last few chapters don't have that many fights. Yeah, but you get stuck using this moveset for like 10 hours, so it gets very boring. because this game is not really structured in an intelligent way. You get stuck playing as Mitsuhide and Nobunaga for like forever. It really starts to overstay its welcome. But I feel like they did that because they don't have that many movesets. This game doesn't have that much content outside of the story. Almost none. Gameplay-wise, it's very barren as well because you have like 40 characters and 15 movesets. So like 60% of the cast is cloned, which is an insane number. And just like all Musou games with clone movesets, it's always like one clone is worth using, and the others are pointless to use unless you really like that character. You know, if you're a character loyalist, I guess they're worth using, but if you're not into that kind of thing, they're not worth using.
謙信殿に来ていただけるとは。越前の命運、まだ尽きてはいないようですね。上杉謙信、またしても邪魔立てするか。攻撃されては厄介だ。急ぎ上杉勢を止めろ。開門。手柄はもらった。勝利条件変更。 織田勢が一条谷に向かっている今が好機。全軍織田本陣を吸収せよ。謙信と成功法で当たるのは得策ではない。先に上杉の兵力を削っておけ。ここまでのようですね。 越前、安寧のあらんことを。討ち死に。足利様、あなたにも認めてもらえるよう、いつか必ず作ってみせます。もはや負けた者と諦めていたが、上杉が共にあれば信長を討てるかもしれぬ。 我らには軍神と称されし謙信殿がいる。織田勢などにひるみはせぬぞ。急げ。急げ。討ち死に。急げ。俺に任せて。 急げ！俺の力の礎となれ。たとえきれず聞かせてもらう。よし、気を引き締めて本陣の守りを固めておくぞ。一条谷城より戻ってくる織田勢を迎え撃つ。速やかに敵の砦を奪い、布陣を整えよ。 倒しても倒しても上杉勢が。やっちまうぞ。よっ。手柄はもらった。そこか。武功一つ。 いただきだ。討ち死に。俺に任せる。朝倉の軟弱な武者どもなど織田の敵ではないわ。援軍を得た今こそ反撃の好機。とはいえ勢いのある織田勢をどう攻めたものか。開門。
Sure is great how they want me to go into the air, they give him a jump cancel, but then they just walk out of everything I do. Great design. Koei, it's not gonna hurt you to let me actually stagger something for more than 2 hits. Especially We're still using the damn charge system. Like, who hurt you? Why is there 2 characters that use a moveset that literally does not function? You can't use it. This whole gimmick is like non-functional. Why is it designed that way? I'm trying to make it work, but it's not working. The game mechanics are like at odds with what they want you to do with this moveset. I don't know how like it got as far into development as it did before they like noticed. Or they like notice it doesn't function. I'm willing to bet this is a typical mainline Musou game in the modern era where they have like no dev time or resources to make it, so it feels fun to play. The combat designers did a relatively good job, but they're given like nothing to make the game with, so you get this kind of weird like discrepancy between certain aspects of the game. The presentation of this game, the art style is really good. It's a very enjoyable game to look at. The moment-to-moment gameplay is pretty fun too. It's just everything else about it is so obviously lacking. I don't know what they were thinking adding like unique NPCs as playable when you don't have movesets for them. There's already some weapons in this game that have like 4 users. Why would I want more? Like, what's the point? I'm not going to play them. They're pointless to play because there's already like 3 other characters exactly like them. Literally identical. I'm not going to begin to try to understand it, but it's very obvious this game had it had very little to work with. The more I play it, it's like the game has a surprising amount of polish in like some aspects, but then you know you just look at all the clones and you just feel like the game is like early access or something. It does feel like an early access game, like an early access game where they've like finished the story mode. But then, like, all the other content needs to be added. That actually is what this feels like. Like, somehow they've made, like, 39 characters and they finished movesets and all the voice acting and stuff, but then, like, there's not much of a game there. Okay, I'm gonna take this square move off. It's legit terrible. It does shit for damage. Should be a little bit better like this, I hope. My watch is gonna take him away from me, and now I'm not gonna be able to place him. I'm waiting for it. He's just gonna disappear. That's okay though. He's pretty much ready for a video. He's video ready. Just need to max out the elements that are on there. I'll probably do some grinding tomorrow offline. That's another moveset done. This is relatively painless to get their get the characters ready at least. Alright, good, he's still there. Yeah, let's give him another shot. This moveset's just non-functional, but I'm gonna give it another shot. Okay, so on hard mode they like tech out of combos like instantly, but then they give you a character that can do like 20 hits in the air, but by like the second hit they're already on the ground, so you're just slashing at nothing. Great design. You could change the outfit, yeah, but I don't care. I'm just trying to get through this. If I finish this, I'll have 2 chapters for tomorrow, which is very manageable. It should only take like, I don't know, 90 minutes or something.
砦の制圧なった進軍を再開する開門
さて景気づけに火をつけて進むか先に目障りな敵兵を始末するぞ
ついに織田勢が攻めてきたなこれは絶対に負けないよし一度下がるぞ敵を迎え撃つ準備に入る
兵を指揮する俺と信長とのいずれが引いてもこの戦敵方の勝利と心得よ
圧勝して浅井に力を示さねえとな味方の戦力もそがれないよう気をつけね
えと敵兵はあらかた片付いたよし砦に火をかけろ開門
敵だよしぶっ飛ばす
あの砦不自然に門が開いているので探りを入れるべきか
もっと派手に燃やしてやろう登録兵を出せ開門他にも手頃な砦があるじゃんじゃんじゃん燃やしていくぞ
The buffs are nice because they're instant and they're like pretty much like a Roman cancel. It depends on the character though. Some characters really need the damage. But I haven't really played as this character since the demo, so I'm trying to like get a feel for what's useful and what isn't. Some are ones like aren't worth taking because they take too long to come back. You're better off putting a buff so that you can Roman cancel. You can instantly stagger officers.
悔しいがここまでか
ここまでか
見上げたものだな
よし頃合いだな火をつけろ開門
俺に任せる
織田の軍勢が近づいてきたこれ以上進ませるわけにはいかない
開門
刃を受けろ俺の力の礎となれ
殿の腕ならば当然ゆえ
よし、このまま本丸までかけよう。
ここは絶対に通さない。兄様の思い通りにはさせないんだから。
志に準じるのは長政さんだけで十分だ。お市様、あんたは生きちゃくれませんか。
黙って。私はまだ負けるつもりなんてない。
この砦を落とすのが我らの役目。ご助力を願いたい。
手柄はもらった。向こう一ついただきだ。一無事か。俺も共に戦うぞ。
長政様、
長政様。
敵を押し返そう。
やはり二手に分かれて攻めてきた。地の利は俺たちにある。敵の背後をつけ。
Nagamasa-sama, why are we clones? What happened to your jousting lance? What happened to your better character design? Where did it go? I'm gonna divorce you if you don't get it back. Get a unique moveset by Monday or I'm divorcing you. I'm taking half of our stuff.
我らも進軍するぞ。
Yeah, he is legit useless. He's legit useless now. This moveset sucks. Very bad. Terrible moveset. Why did I try to make this moveset work? It does not function. Look at this. How did they ship this? You can't use this. Legit does not work. They're out of it before his animation even finishes. Like, unplayable. Oh, of course that doesn't hit them.
砦は落とせたな。忍びのみんなはここを拠点に使ってくれ。
Movesets Garbo.
私は諦めない。必ず兄様に勝ってみせる。
俺に任せろ。
Garbage moveset. Unusable.
さすがに強い。だがまだ負けたわけじゃねえ。
They need to make them not tech out so much so that some of those movesets that actually have like something interesting about them could actually function. But they don't. Like, he has that tornado that launches them in the air, and they've already recovered before I can even react. It's like designed to be like a wide-range launcher, but they already walk out of it before he can even push a button. How do you design a moveset that non-functional after you've been making these games for like 20 years? It's never been like that bad before. It's been some shit movesets over the years, but I think this is a new winner for non-functional moveset.
財政の戦意は衰えん。だが俺に任せ、ここが正念場だ。 ひるまず進め開門。
職なし入れ。
俺の力の礎となれ。
これはなんだか、その強さ、高潔さ。ああ、我が世に欲しい。
刹那で終わる。
They're probably gonna fix it. I'm sure the Amazon Japan for this is probably a mess. It's probably got a lot of one-star reviews, knowing the Japanese fan base, because of all the clones and the fact that a few of the movesets in the game, like Hideyoshi's here, like don't even work.
俺の力の礎となれ。
Pretty insane amount, pretty insane lack of polish.
相変わらず腕
He
が
took out all the movesets. Everybody's a clone. But then you still have some movesets that literally don't function. The core gimmick of them is non-functional. You know, at least when you had like 40 movesets, if there were a couple shit ones, it was a lot easier to just kind of,
お前は逃げろ
you know, grin and bear it. But when you only have 15, even one shit moveset is like a massive chunk. It's like just not useful.
マサ様の志は私の志でもあるんだよ。自分の心を偽るなんて
合点承知。
私にはできない。
They aren't terrible, it's just that they don't get any money to make them. They have really short dev times, I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised if this was in development for less than 2 years.
刹那で終わる。続けてみろ。
夢が戦に立つ限り
I'd be shocked if this game was in development for more than 2 years. It's probably more like a year and a half tops. Because they know this is not going to sell as well as like Age of Calamity or something.
俺の全てで。
I think the Persona Strikers sold pretty well too. All the effort's going to go to those. Stuff like this is nice, but it's always going to feel lacking.
刃を受けろ。
開門。
敵将。切り伏せた。
The suits aren't going to give something like this a lot of money in dev time when, you know, they can put out another Hyrule Warriors and make like way more.
ここで倒れても悔いはない。全力で兄様たちを倒す。
おいしい。その覚悟に俺も応えよう。
I didn't play that game because I'm not into Persona.
せていただこう。信長殿の足を引っ張るわけにはいかない。
Not my kind of game,
速やかに
obviously.
進軍せねば。
I had some people ask for it. I'm like, no, I'm not sitting through all those cutscenes.
残るは長政のみ。行くぞ。開門。オイラの出番だ。
俺の力の礎となれ。
殿の腕ならば当然ゆえ。来た。勝負だな。俺はあんたに下る気はねえ。絶対にだ。愚直なやつだ。
俺に任せろ。
長政、ここで決着をつけさせてもらうぞ。開門。
本丸までの道は開けた。気を急ぐ。刃を受けろ。
光秀、お前もようやく腹をくくったようだ。
抜けてみろ。
ならば遠慮なく行くぞ。
お互いに己が信じる正しきことのため全力で戦う。長政殿。
吉上様、
私はしない。俺の
勝つゆえ。俺は最後まで抗ってみせる。
見切れはしない。刃を受けろ。
ここまで
made ka. Yeah, if you had your better moveset back.
しまいだ浅井長政
その目やっぱり変わったな。
Yeah, you got the short end of the stick in this game, Nagamasa. Your design is way worse, and you're a clone. You share your weapon with like 4 other characters. It's like the worst possible outcome. You didn't even get a good redesign. I think he looks terrible.
俺の負けだよ。だがな、どんだけ強かろうが義に戻り身勝手に多くの命を奪ったあんたを俺は絶対許さねえ。鬼畜生に気づける天下は花一つねえ地獄だけだ。因果応報、ろくな死に方しねえよあんた。
ああ、忠告痛み入る。
He's just dead.
くっしょ
He does like it's like nothing going for him in this game. He got like the shortest end of the stick possible. Bad redesign, and he's a clone. And to make things worse, he has like the most cloned moveset in the game. I feel bad for the Nagamasa fans. You're not eating well in this game, that's for sure. You might as well not be in it.
Susumu 光秀。天下一新をなすまで歩みを止めてはならぬ。
それが俺たちのなすべき。
Yes, we've been in the most battles because the game doesn't let me play as anyone else. Could only play as these
その
two
ために
for like 20 hours.
すぶる火種は
This game is like a
余
sanity
さず
test.
絶やさねばならぬ。
A virtual sanity test. How long can you play with the same moveset and
た
still
とえ
maintain
天
your
魔と揶
sanity?
揄されようとも俺は
I'm
徹
sure
底
sick of
的に
playing as
乱
them
世を
both.
壊す。
That's for sure. At the same time, their movesets like
たとえ
actually
その過
function.
程で
It feels like they put like a fraction of
そ
the effort into
それでも
polish into the other ones.
先の世に希望をつなぐことはできる。正しきを貫く。そのために俺は刃を研ぎ続けた。すべては天下一新をな
You
す。
guys are gonna kill each other in about an hour.
そ
About
の
another
子
90 minutes of gameplay, so this is very sentimental.
俺にも背負わせてくれ。
これを鳴らせば
An OG burning
Oh,
building,
Lord.
someone dies, the end.
覚悟の上だ。
Yes, let's do the bro fist with our swords.
あるか。
Too bad in like 2 hours, Nobunaga's gonna die. Alright, yeah, this is the second to last chapter. So I should be able to finish this later today. I just want to see who's playable here. I can't take any more story mode right now. I'm gonna go insane. I'd like to keep what little sanity I have. I just want to see who it's gonna let me play with. This is like the post time skip chapter. So it's probably gonna give me like nobody to play with. It's just gonna be Mitsuhide for another 3 hours. So I haven't played as him enough. Yep! There you go. There you go, right on cue. Everyone's gone. I have to play as him for another 3 hours. I'm genuinely thrilled. I haven't had enough of that moveset already. I'm at the edge of my seat. Another 3 hours of that moveset. I need to work on him next and get his video out. I hear the gun moveset's actually not as good as the katana. That's what I've been told anyway. I haven't actually tried it myself. Play with this bunk-ass moveset.
手柄を立ててくるか。よし、俺の出番だな。ここはオイラが守る。
This moveset does not work! Look at this! He can't even do the full combo! This is like depressingly bad! Look at this! I'm just in awe at how like non-functional it is. It's only good on peons. You can't like fight officers with this at all. Did they get like the office cat to design this moveset or something? Like, did the goldfish get a job as combat designer? Like, what the hell? He's unusable. Like, you can't use this guy. He ceases to function. I'm just like, I can't believe that they shipped a moveset that like literally does not work. Let's try it on this officer here. I'm willing to bet he's gonna tech out before I even get in the air. Oh, never mind, he died. One time it works. He can't even go up in the air to get them. This is just... I don't have words for how bad this is. He can't even finish his combo. Not allowed to finish his food. He's anorexic. This shit is terrible. Did you see that? I launched him in the air and he's already on the ground. I didn't hit him one time. I just did like 6 attacks. None of them did damage. None of them connected. What the hell, man? Maybe don't have the goldfish design the movesets next time. I have a pretty high standard for movesets I like in Musou, but like that moveset it doesn't work. Look at how much better he is at killing stuff. All Hideyoshi can do is fight peons. His only use The enemies that don't fight back is his specialty. What a god. Yeah, go sit in the corner, Hideyoshi. Oh, never mind, I failed. Because he took too long to kill things. What a great moveset. I want to read the Amazon Japan reviews for this game. Like, it's probably just echoing a lot of the things I'm saying. Great polish, but just lacking everything else. I can't believe how non-functional his moveset is. It's baffling. How you can make a moveset, like, that bad. I thought maybe there was like something I'm missing with him. The only way I could... Apparently ice doesn't really help with their teching out either. So that's one moveset that doesn't work. And there's two characters that use it, so those are two characters that are not worth playing. This is the problem with clones. This is the problem with clones. You know, if 4 people share the same moveset and the moveset sucks, then those are a lot of characters you'll never touch. And even if it was a good moveset, one of them is going to be better than all the others, so the others aren't worth using either. This game's got some good stuff to it, it does. It's just, the clones really bring it down, and we've been down this road so many times. I just don't understand why they couldn't make enough movesets for everybody. But then they're still using the charge system. It's like, if you're gonna have clones, at least take the opportunity to, like, get away from the charge system. We've been using the charge system for 21 years now. This is the 21st year of Musou. Last year was the 20th anniversary. Of Shin Sangoku Musou. That came out in 2000. We've been using this shit for 20 years. The fact that they're doing this hard reboot, they're not even, like, taking advantage of it. That's what bothers me about it. You have all these clones and you're still using the old, antiquated charge system. They should have taken the opportunity to just, like, do something new with it. But every time they try to do that, this is what happens. People complain about it, and then they go back crawling to charge system. I remember when they did the, like, the press meeting or whatever for Dynasty Warrior 7. This was, like, over 10 years ago. One of the big things on their bullet point for their presentation was the fact that they went back to the charge system. I was like, was supposed to be one of the big selling points, is that the charge system is back. It's like, no, why don't you redesign it? Redesign the combat and actually stick with it for more than one installment. You keep going back to the charge system, and that's just what's preventing this stuff from, like, actually getting better. The better would be Basara. You have access to all of your moves at once, and there's no going through useless charge attacks to get to it. And it's hilarious that it's actually, the charge system is a detriment to how this game is designed, because you saw with Hideyoshi there, I can't get to his good moves. I can't get to them. You try to do it in the air, and they just walk out of it. They're already on the ground before he gets launched. like his moveset ceases to function. You can't even like do certain charge attack without them teching out. It's like the characters that work are the ones that can keep them on the ground or like restand them. Those characters work really well. The ones that can't are like they're barely functional. It's a mess. Wonder if they've like pushed a hot fix or something. Nope. I wouldn't be surprised if they fixed the teching. That's an easy fix. That would make a lot of the movesets more playable, at least. It's weird to like have all this new stuff in the game, but then like you can't use a lot of it because they just tech out every couple hits. You can't even get to certain charge attacks without them teching out. It like just does not work, and it's like 90% of the people that play these games don't really engage with the mechanics. They're more narrative focused. You know, they just like the way that the games play. They're not interested in taking them to a high level or like maximizing the characters or anything. So why do you have to make it so that the people who do like the mechanics and want to push them to the limit can like barely do it? Because most of the movesets don't work. The Naginata moveset is like one of the worst movesets I've ever seen. And I've played like almost all of these games extensively. The vast majority of them I've played extensively since 20 years ago. That definitely is one of the worst movesets I've ever seen. At least with like some of the crap movesets in Dynasty Warriors 8. Dynasty Warriors 8 had a lot of shit movesets too. But you could at least build around it. They just weren't very fun to use, or they were too slow, or the gimmick was like detrimental. You couldn't get the gimmick off or something. But none of them were as bad as this. Outside of like the baton that they gave Jugadan, that moveset was unusable too, because it was all throws in a Musou game, which obviously does not work. The problem with that moveset was like just as bad as the Naginata. I put those movesets down at the bottom out of like all of them, I think. At least off the top of my head. Because that moveset ceased to function because it was all single target grabs in a genre where you're constantly surrounded by enemies. And you try to hit an officer, and then the targeting system, you go do this big like suplex or whatever to a peon, which does nothing. The Naginata's like the whole thing is designed around you being around the air, but then they tech out so much that you can't even use it. They're both down there in the shit tier of functional movesets, that's for sure. Maybe they have like intern Kun design some of those movesets. You have ones like the Hanzo's moveset, which is like the best moveset in the game in terms of efficiency and like how many features it has, and then like the other weapons are like the Naginata, which like they might as well not be in the game. Hideyoshi would legit be better as a clone. If they just gave him the katana, he would be more functional. Like, did the goldfish design that the office goldfish design that moveset? That's a shame too. I was really looking forward to that moveset. It looked fun in the trailers, but it just doesn't work on anything other than easy mode. Because on easy mode they tech a lot less. On normal they tech a little bit, and then on hard they tech like an excessive amount. And depending on how much the moveset relies on hit stun, it's not going to work. Alright, well, I think I'm done for tonight. I will finish the game probably in the afternoon after I have lunch. Hopefully they patch some of that stuff. It's really stupid to just have like them tech out of combos so much that you can't even play as them. Looks like Pang's playing DMC5. I think I'm gonna send you guys over there. Go ahead and host him. It's 2 in the morning. I've been getting to bed at ass o'clock because of this game. I am enjoying it in small doses, but it does start to grate on you for a while after a while. Just the story mode is too long. You have too few movesets to work with, and the few movesets that are in the game, like it feels like they gave the protagonist movesets are like really functional, and then everybody else feels like they got table scraps. They have like no interesting gimmicks, or they're just like the Naginata where they just like don't function. And for a game with almost 40 characters and 15 movesets, that's a major problem. There's no way to slice it. I don't want to hear anyone defending clones after this game, because this game is definitely what happens when you have too many clones, and the few movesets that are in the game are not even designed equally. It's a mess. I hope they'll at least like nerf how much they tech out of combos so that more of the movesets will be viable, but I don't know. If they ship the game with them functioning like that as it is, I don't have a lot of faith. This is why I play a lot of other games lately. Musou's just been consistently disappointing for the past couple years now. I still get fun out of them. There just hasn't been a good one in a long time. The last good one I'd argue was Age of Calamity, but even that's like, that barely counts because it's on hardware they can't run it. And the frame rate actively made me sick playing it. I felt nauseous playing that game. My stomach was churning, and I felt like I needed to throw up playing it. I don't know why they decided to do like Breath of the Wild mechanics in a Musou game of all things on hardware that can barely run Musou games as it is. I'd argue the movesets in Dynasty Warrior 7 were more functional. A lot of the movesets in 7 weren't really that interesting. It wasn't until like 8, the DLC for 7 and 8, where they really started to get more creative with them. But those movesets functioned. I used almost every moveset in that game, and I can't think of any that were as bad as some of the ones I played tonight. The Naginata's problem is that it doesn't do any damage. It's supposed to be like a combo weapon, but because the officers tech out of combos like every 3 hits, it doesn't work. The moveset does not do any consistent single hit damage. The movesets that work the best in that game are the ones that could like, the R1s do a lot of damage, or they can keep them on the ground. It's when you start trying to juggle them that they cease to function. 7 had a lot of boring ass movesets, but they worked. I can't recall anything as bad as what I just experienced tonight. The worst would probably be the Tonfas. Tonfas is a shit moveset. I'm glad that they put the Tonfas in 7, but that moveset is hot garbage. And it's never gotten any better. You have shit range, you have shit charge attacks, and you don't do that much damage. And the Musou attacks aren't very good either. I'm sure they'll do some polished patches. I just don't know if it's going to happen before they release it in English. It definitely needs some patches. Well, that's the thing. Koei Tecmo does not really discount their games very steeply. Their games are almost always like the rock bottom price for their games is like $30. I think it's worth $30. If you can get past all the jank and how little content it actually has, they kind of... The more I play it, the more I realize that they put so much emphasis on the story because there's just like not that much else there. You have such a small amount of movesets to choose from, and a lot of them just aren't very good to begin with. They have like very critical design flaws that make you not want to ever use those movesets. Actually, it feels a lot like another game I played this month, Phantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis. that game has a pretty great foundation too. They actually did do a lot of quality of life stuff that has been plaguing the original PSO2 for like 8 years. They actually did an impressive amount of quality of life improvements, but it just doesn't have any content, and the movesets are not designed equally. There's lots of jank and stiffness in a lot of the movesets in that game, and a lot of things are just gated in the game because they don't have that much content. It feels like that game they could have designed it. They could have made it early access. 'Cause that game really is early access. It is not a full release at all. It has a lot of the same problems Samurai Warriors 5 does, where it's like it's got a lot of busy work and stuff and padding, just because there's not enough content and they're trying to like gate people from getting through it too quickly. But the problem is you can still get through it quickly if you only play as the protagonists. That's the way to get through that game. And luckily for me, I put like 5 minutes of time into Hideyoshi's weapon, so it's not really that much of a loss. It's just there's two characters that share that move set, and it sucks. You can't use it. It does not work with the way the game mechanics are set up right now. And what bothers me, the other thing that bothers me about the game is the DLC is not going to fix things either. That's the problem. Like the season pass is like just horse armor tier stuff. It's like a bunch of horses and skins, weapon skins, not new movesets, and then story stuff. And it's like the story stuff should have been in the game to begin with. Should not have to pay for that. A season pass should actually have things that extend the life of the game, not pointless stuff like skins. Because the skins are not going to fix the problem, is that there's just like not much meat to the game. You're going to be waiting a long time for $30. Maybe like trade in some old games at GameStop or something and buy it that way. I don't know. I paid like $98 for that game because you guys donated. I'm glad I'm able to give my honest opinion. I know honesty is not something that's held in high regard on YouTube anymore because everybody's sponsored and they're too scared to actually be honest about what they're playing so that they can get more money. I've always kept it real. I don't get sponsored to play anything on here, so I would rather give my honest thoughts on something instead of just try to sugarcoat things. I don't make enough to do that kind of stuff. I'm glad people appreciate that I'm honest. I just wish I didn't have to rag on games for being non-functional so much, but it's been a repeating pattern, especially with Musou games lately. They've all had problems like this. And it's a shame. I love Musou games, but just lately, the past couple years, there just haven't really been any consistently good ones. I feel like the drop in quality has been baffling. And this is going to keep happening too because the collaboration Musou games make so much more money. They're not going to give something like Samurai Warriors 5 a lot of dev time and budget and resources and stuff when they can make like Age of Calamity 2 or whatever and make like way more money. I'm pretty sure Age of Calamity has already sold like 10 times more what Samurai Warriors 5 is going to sell in its lifetime. It hasn't even been out for a year yet. It's been out for like what, like 8 months? I don't know why they keep trying with the mainline games. I feel like they should just become like Arc System Works. Arc System Works barely makes like any of their own IPs anymore. They really don't touch BlazBlue much. Cross Tag Battle is basically just a sprite dump of all the stuff they had the rights to. That game can't possibly have cost much money to make. The dev time was probably really short too. All their money is coming from commission stuff that they get, they get funded to make, like Dragon Ball Fighters and stuff. And that's kind of what's happening with Musou too. Like the mainline stuff, just it's not gonna ever be as good as it used to be. Those days are gone. because they make way more money off the other stuff. Age of Calamity is a shit game because it doesn't function on the hardware, but that game has a ton of content. A fully fledged story mode, 20 unique movesets, lots of customization and stuff. Like, that game has a lot going for it. It's just on bad hardware that can't run it. But in terms of overall quality of like the gameplay and the movesets and stuff, that game is actually one of the best Musou games we've gotten. It's just you can't play it because it runs at like 15 FPS all the time. The game like literally does not function. But I don't know. I never really wanted to be typecast as somebody who just plays Musou. I always just made this channel just to play like cool shit, just games I enjoy playing at the time. I never really made it to be typecast as Musou, and I'm glad that I've broken away from that. I still love playing Musou games. It's just there hasn't really been a good one in a long time. There hasn't been one that I've really wanted to. There hasn't been one that I've really wanted to like sink my teeth into and play for like 100 hours or whatever. There just hasn't been that level of quality. And I've been playing for 20 years, so I've seen the ups and downs. Pirate Warriors 4 was decent, but it had a lot of really bad design flaws too. A lot of the movesets in that game are crap too. And like they put a lot of effort into the DLC movesets, but the game has no post-game content, so there was nothing to use them on. I regret buying the deluxe edition of that game because it took them like 9 months to put out the characters, and I had already gotten all the achievements on Steam within like the first month. First 2-3 weeks, I already had all the achievements. It's cool that Bandai Namco doesn't like abandon their games really fast. You know, they support their games for like at least a year, so you're getting a pretty good value if you get them on sale. But why would you tell them to make like 10 new characters in a game that you can 100% clear in like 30 hours? Being able to do everything in a Musou in 30 hours is like, that's unheard of. Generally, you're looking at least like 60 to 80, maybe 100, depending on how far you take it. Like, whether you just care about achievements or like maxing out the characters or clearing all the content. Those movesets they put in the DLC for Pirate Warriors 4 were better than any of the ones, almost all of the ones in the base game, but there was nothing to use them on. I had already basically solved the game. I had done everything. I don't know why they didn't tell them like, hey, just add like some cheap ass mode where you can make like cool builds or something. That would have saved that game for me. That game had a lot of jank. They teched out of combos a lot in that game too, and they did it at random, and it knocked you away, which was like stupid because of how much they want you to be in the air and like chaining things together. Actually, it reminds me a lot of Samurai Warriors 5. Samurai Warriors 5, they just tech a lot for no reason, and it's at odds with like how a lot of the movesets are designed. You can't juggle anything in that game unless you're playing on easy. But you guys funded the game, so I'm gonna play as much of it as I can, and then probably just move on. I've got more interesting stuff coming within the next few weeks. There's Scarlet Nexus I haven't touched. I bought that game, and came out the same day as Samurai Warriors, so I just haven't had time to play it. There's Pinnacle of Combat. There's East 9 on PC coming out in like a week. There's like more interesting stuff to play, so I'm going to get as much content out of this game as I can, and I'm just going to move on. I'm sure the patches will make it a lot better. I didn't play Strikers. I'm not interested in Persona. Yeah, Persona's not my thing. I'm not into high school dating sims with turn-based combat that are like 100 hours long. That's like everything I don't want. I know they're great games, but I'm not a good fit for that kind of thing. The turn-based combat was already like enough to turn me off, and then like just the fact that it's like dating and stuff and school. I already had enough of school in real life. I don't want another 100 hours of it. And that game seems like it was really made for like hardcore Persona fans that wanted more of those characters and stuff. Like the gameplay was like secondary to it. I wouldn't have gotten much out of it really. I think it came out in a relatively stacked month for me. Oh. Yeah, I know there's lots of people that like watch me just for Musou, and I feel bad for them because it's not like I've abandoned Musou. I mean, this game's all I've been playing for like 5 days, so it's not like I've abandoned Musou. It's just that the quality of them has gotten so inconsistent. They all have really glaring flaws that can't be fixed with patches. They're just not really well put together games anymore, and it's just a shame. I wish Basara was still around because Basara was better than anything Koei's put out in a long time. But that franchise is dead. We got nothing for the 15th anniversary. The 15th anniversary stream was literally like a funeral service because they announced that the phone game was shutting down. The phone game had like no gameplay. It was like those thousands of other gotcha mobile auto battlers that are on they're on that platform. That shut down. They announced that that was shutting down, and then they basically said that they had no games. There's no games. They just announced that $2,000 guitar and like the $800 rice cooker. And I felt bad because apparently the people running the stream could actually see the chat, and that's all the chat was saying. Like, is this franchise dead? Or are you actually going to announce something? Like, no, it was just a guitar and a rice cooker that are like it was exorbitantly overpriced. That was all they had. And then like the one active Basara video game got shut down. And no one knows why either. Apparently it was actually doing pretty well. I never played it myself because it looked like shit, but apparently like it was actually doing relatively well and they just kind of killed it off. And no one knows why. They just took it out back and shot it. Seems like they don't want Basara to be like a video game franchise anymore because they make more money off the merchandise. That phone game probably cost like a fraction of the money to make. I'm sure it turned a profit. But that stream was so depressing to watch. Yeah, that's just why I don't play Musou much anymore. I know it's what people want, but it's just like there hasn't been anything really high quality. I like playing Orochi, but Orochi's story mode is just dreadful to play through. And the infinite mode has like no peon spawns, and it's very slow paced. That's the last one I really put a lot of time into was Where's Orochi 4. I did put like a couple 100 hours into that, but that was very openly accepting its flaws. It's a very flawed, broken game in a lot of ways, but it's the gameplay mechanics are really fun. On past couple games, I haven't even really liked the core gameplay mechanics that much. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I'm gonna take my meds and go to bed. Pang's playing DMC5. I'm gonna go ahead and host him. He's the best DMC5 player on Twitch by far. He'll just like play through the game on keyboard at like this ridiculously high level, and he'll do it in like 3 hours, and it's always a marvel to watch. Looks like he's about halfway into his stream, so I'm gonna send you guys over there. I'll probably finish the Mitsuhide's campaign. Let's see, probably after I eat lunch. What were the flaws of Samurai Warriors 5? The clones, the pacing, the movesets are like not that good. There's a couple good movesets, and the rest of them are terrible. The officers tech out of combos like every 2 seconds, so you can't even use the combo system at all. And everything is gated towards the story. All your progression is gated towards the story because they're trying to pad out what little they have. It feels like an early access game, but it's full priced, and that's a problem, obviously. That's the gist of it. You can go back and watch the rest if you want. I'm going to go ahead and host Pang. I'll catch you guys later.